This work is very special to me. I personally feel that light therapy is the most effective therapy for the body. My philosophy is different than the industry. What I teach is not industry standard, and the more you get to know the light therapy industry, you'll see that. The concepts you learn in this room are so different than what everybody else is doing, and we're also getting better results than anyone else is getting. And when you learn GRT, it's not about fitting in, it's about standing out. And with GRT, you're going to stand out. Why do we use light therapy, though? Okay, light, in my opinion, is the language of the body. Our body's cells communicate to each other using light. They're finding differences between the light that's emitted through healthy tissue versus the light that's emitted through unhealthy tissue. The treatment isn't dependent on so much the light source, it's the technique. The bringing the nervous system up to a point of recognition of what's wrong and then assisting the body in its correction. And that's the power of this technique. So in my frustration with the light therapy market, I developed a product myself called the GRT light. The GRT light has 4 diodes. Each diode, the outer 2 diodes are red. Here, the outer 2 diodes are red, and the center 2 diodes are infrared. Buttons 1 through 4 use all 4 diodes, and you'll see it makes a certain pattern. So far in our research, we found that all the buttons have a very high level of success, between 83 and 90% success. So the FDA allowed us to register 2 indications for use for the GRT light for temporary relief of chronic neck and shoulder pain of musculoskeletal origin, and also for chronic carpal tunnel pain. Just a simple, quick 5-6 minute treatment, and patients reported more than 30% relief after that simple treatment. To my knowledge, we're the only company with both carpal tunnel and neck and shoulder indications. The GRT light's nice and compact. It works on 2 AA batteries. It comes with a charger and 4 rechargeable batteries when you buy the unit. Another thing that people don't think about is it fits in your pocket. And people always have the question, well, is this going to do what my $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 laser or light therapy device will do? And my answer is yes, it will. I've been a consultant to many other light therapy companies to get their product FDA registered. And one thing I tell people is, you know, I'm a doctor. I developed this product for doctors, by a doctor. There's no commission structures, there's no middlemen, there's no marketing people. You know, that's why this device is so affordable. In the light therapy industry, you're going to hear a lot of people talk about, you know, you can't treat over clothing. Some people will say, oh, well, if you have a red laser or red light and you're treating over red clothing, it negates the light. That's inaccurate in this style of treatment. There are stars billions of miles away, right, that we could see. And even though they're not laser beams, right, light goes forever. The same thing with this. Even though we're farther away, the light's still hitting them. The light's still stimulating. There's a lot of disbursement going elsewhere, though. Okay? So if we want to get the most energy in a focal area, we come close to the body. And hold strong. And one of the strongest muscles in the body. This is nice and strong, but this side's not as strong as the other. Lift up, please. And okay. So do you feel the difference in strength? Okay. Now, light therapy, the industry says light therapy only penetrates the body 3 to 5 millimeters. Very small amount. His body is thicker than 3 to 5 millimeters. Okay? His spinal cord sits closer to the back side of the body than the front side. If I shine through here, I'm going to hold this, lift up. What's the difference? Okay? Does everybody see that? I'm shining this through the front of his body, through his clothing, and I have a gross, by gross I mean a large neurological change that's evident. I don't expect this to last long because I haven't done anything else to maintain this. I chose to have unfocused or non-coherent beams versus a focused beam because you get more tissue coverage. If I had a laser point, I may get the same amount of energy into the area, but it's a very specific point. Have a seat, sir. Okay, and curl your fingers, hold strong, and here it is on the right. Okay, one more time. Weak on the right compared to the left. In GRT, we find the source of the weakness. The source of the weakness for him is right here at the base of the neck, C8 nerve root, and that strengthens it. Immediately, we could tell if we could help the patient or not. Okay, immediately, which is, it's so valuable. It's hard to explain how valuable it is, but it's powerful. So I'm just going to tap right here where we found it made him stronger. Okay, and let me recheck your grip strength, please. And we'll compare it side to side. Excellent. Okay, not bad. I'm a great doctor. I found a weakness, neurological weakness. I corrected it. Patient's happy. He knows the difference. Right? Do me a favor. Walk to the back of the room. You could pay Lori and come on back. So let's just pretend this is visit number 2. Okay, patient left, came back next day, 2 days later, doesn't matter. And let's recheck his grip strength. Hold strong. Okay, he's weak again.
Because I didn't pay Lori.
That's exactly right. The reason he's weak is because his neurological threshold for re-injury is lower than it should be. I'll speak for myself. I've had experience before doing this work where people would say, Doc, I was treated and I felt great after you treated me, but by the time I got to my car or by the time I got home, I literally felt the treatment slip out of place, or I felt, it gradually get weaker over the day. Very common to hear that. Why is he showing this neurological weakness right away? Notice I didn't retreat him. I didn't readjust this with the arthrostim. All I'm going to do, let me test you here, hold strong, is use the light. Again, as soon as I put it on, he gets stronger. And there it is. What was the difference between the first and the second treatment? I use the GRT light. Okay? So the GRT light will increase the body's ability to handle stress, okay? Regardless of what we're talking about. Even if all you wanted to do was treat somebody and then after you're done treating them is just like go over their major nerve supplies of their body, you're going to see the patients holding their treatment for a longer period of time. It's cool stuff. It's really cool stuff. Another thing I'd like to show is I happen to have some water here. If I shine this, all the water gets illuminated, correct? If I turn on a light in a swimming pool, all the water gets illuminated. Okay? What percentage of our body is water? So if I do this to his leg, his whole body is being illuminated. Now, these are the concepts that I teach that are not used in the industry. And when they're doing research and especially cellular research, they don't want anything between the light source and the tissue that they're testing. So that's why they don't want clothing on those issues. I don't worry about that because I'm not doing cellular research. I'm doing neurological restructuring, neurological retraining, neurological research.